Two new kids in one California classroom are the most popular students in school. That's because they're far from the typical students. They're puppies learning how to become service dogs. Olivia DeGeneiro has the story.
We'll have science, and then after science we will begin math.
It's a pretty normal day for students at Green Valley Elementary School, and that includes two students who aren't learning the same curriculum as everyone else. Meet Lafayette and Paprika. Several of the teachers here have taken on the task of raising these guide dogs for the blind, and part of that training is bringing them on campus every day.
Can we sit?
Over the course of about 15 months, the dogs learn basic skills, but more importantly, they learn how to remain calm in chaotic environments.
Anywhere from fire drills to assemblies to students that are playing with balls and equipment on the playground.
The students play a big role in helping get these dogs ready for the real world, but they learn a lot in the process too.
The leadership is incredible, and it's like a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody's calm. Wow, this is amazing. The dogs aren't here for me. The dogs are here because they're learning, and I'm part of that training.
It helps us stay focused because if we have a dog in the classroom, we have to keep focused on our work.
The puppies also teach the students about community service.
You're doing it for like a good purpose and not just for yourself, to help other people who can't see that well.
And after these dogs finish their basic training, they go on to a college of sorts where they learn more advanced skills and get placed in different career paths.
It kind of opens it up to the students, especially the older ones, as they're looking at their future in their college, that every person has a purpose just like the dogs do, and not everybody takes the same path, but we all end up being part of the community and giving back.
That is very true. That's it for KPRC Channel 2 News at midday. Thanks for joining us. The news at noon starts right now.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at noon.
Heartbreak in Texas City. Two people shot and killed overnight. The alleged shooter also dead after leading police on a chase. At noon, we're hearing from one of the victim's friends who tragically witnessed his friend's final moments. A high-speed chase through two counties ends with two people behind bars. This afternoon, we're getting our first look at the suspects. And changes are coming for the weekend. After days of clouds and cold, we're finally seeing the sunshine, and we hear a warm-up is on the way. Justin will have the details coming up. But we begin with a deadly shooting we've been following since our 10 o'clock newscast last night. A man and woman killed at the Green Villa mobile home park community in Texas City. Police say the suspected gunman drove away, crashed in Webster, and shot and killed himself. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli has the latest in the investigation and the reaction from the victim's friend.
Good afternoon. The neighbor that I spoke with is stunned. He heard the gunshots, he saw the suspect, and he says his friends were killed in cold blood. Last night, Diego De La Rosa saw one of his best friends take his last breath.
You don't get a second chance. It's scary. Scary to think somebody could take somebody's life like that out of cold blood and not even care.
His friend Willie and Willie's girlfriend were killed in this mobile home, according to De La Rosa.
You know, it's just over in an instant. Everything happened, and there's nothing anybody can do about it, you know?
De La Rosa still in shock. His voice trembled through most of the interview. He says he first knew something was wrong when he heard an argument coming from Willie's home.
They were screaming. The guy kept saying that Willie owed him money, and Willie just kept telling him to get out the house. I need you to leave. I need you to get out right now. And the guy said, you know what? And then that's when everything happened.
De La Rosa ran over to help. Then he heard gunshots.
I was right outside the door. I could hear him fall. Like I could hear him hit the ground. And so I ran around the corner and I hid, so nothing happened to me.
Then more gunfire. He sprinted back to his home and called 911. Seconds later, the suspect came outside and their eyes met.
He just looked at me. The guy just looked at me as he left the house, and that was it. He just took off and nothing else happened. And it was just a lot to think about. You know, that it could have been me. It could have been so many more people.
The suspect took off, and De La Rosa went to check on his friend and saw him lying in a pool of blood.
And I just prayed on him, and I kept telling him I love you and that I'm always going to be here, you know, and just to give him peace until everything happened, just till he passed.
Authorities caught up with the suspect. There was a high-speed chase on I-45 and a crash. Detectives say the suspect killed himself in his truck, escaping justice for Willie.
I'm always going to remember him, and I'm always going to care. And every time I go outside or I walk by that trailer, I'm always going to think about him. But I know that he's in a better place and he's okay now.
And the investigation continues. Authorities have not confirmed the identities of the suspect or the victims. Reporting in Texas City, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
In Northeast Houston, police say a driver hit and killed a man who was acting erratically and running across the road. Sky 2 flew over the scene this morning on Tidwell and at Lockwood Drive. Police say the man was running back and forth across Tidwell when the driver hit him and then kept going. That man died at the scene. The driver later came back to the scene. So far, no charges have been filed. Police say they've arrested a driver who hit and killed a person who was crossing the street in North Houston. Sergio No Palacios is charged with failure to stop and render aid. Police say Palacios sped off after hitting and killing the victim who was walking in a crosswalk on Airline and Rittenhouse on Wednesday. We are told police found Palacios after his bumper and license plate fell off of his truck. You watched it live right here on Channel 2 yesterday afternoon. A high-speed chase that started in Waller County went for miles on 290 and then ended in Harris County in the Heights. That long pursuit ended with guns drawn and 3 people inside being detained. This afternoon, 2 of those people are facing charges, and we're seeing their mugshots for the very first time. 25-year-old John Peavy, the man who was behind the wheel, is charged with felony evading and burglary of a habitation. 29-year-old Desiree Smith now charged with felony robbery with bodily injury. Both had warrants out for their arrest when that chase began. And turning now to our weather, although it's been a gloomy week, things are finally starting to look a little bit better for the weekend. That sun is feeling marvelous. If you ask me, Justin, we've been waiting for it. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Christy. Yeah, it took almost all week for it to get here, didn't it?
Yeah.
But at least it made it for the weekend. That's the important part, right?
Indeed.
Yes, indeed, indeed. The Houston Zoo, great spot for the weekend as well. A little chilly out there. You're going to need a jacket today and tomorrow. Notice temperatures down in the Museum District right now sitting at around 51 degrees. But the good news is that we are expecting 0 cloud cover for the rest of the day today, and we won't even see that much for start of your Saturday forecast either. Still trying to recover from a cold morning up towards Navasota, Brenham, Bryan College Station, out towards Huntsville, still in the 40s. Everybody else is now slowly working their way into the low 50s, and that'd be about where we're going to park it today, probably about 54, 55. We won't see much more than that, and this is one of the reasons why. Pretty steady north wind, even down towards the island where it's still at about 18 miles an hour, and the wind gusts are clocking at about 25. So a very breezy start to the second weekend of Mardi Gras. You see just how far the clouds are being pushed offshore too. So that high pressure is going to start taking control as it does. That should give us a real nice afternoon. But that means when that air is super dry like that, it allows to cool very quickly. So we will be in those 40s fast tonight, and even 30s again as we head in towards your Saturday morning. A little bit of patchy frost in some spots too. I'll show you where as we take the start of your weekend forecast hour by hour coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Justin, thank you. A driver is hurt after crashing into a school bus in the Conroe area. The wreck happened just after 7 o'clock this morning after she stopped for the bus on FM 2090 at Fillmore. Investigators say a driver in a Mazda rear-ended her truck, pushing it into the back of the bus and then into a ditch. She is now in the hospital. The students on the bus and the Mazda driver were not injured in this. DPS troopers are investigating the crash. Jury selection resumes today in the trial for chemical plant Arkema and 3 of its employees over fires at the company's Crosby plant. The trial could begin next week. In August of 2018, Arkema's CEO and a plant manager were indicted for recklessly releasing toxic chemicals into the air due to the fire. If convicted, they could face up to 5 years in prison. The Jury Assembly Plaza in downtown Houston is finally getting remodeled. This morning, Harris County officials discussed reconstruction plans for the plaza on Congress and Fannin Streets. Hurricane Harvey took it out of commission, flooding it with 13 feet of water. Judge Lena Hidalgo explained how the project will be funded.
We were waiting for FEMA to approve the funds. This building would cost around $11 million, and with the funds coming from them, we couldn't justify paying that out of our own Harris County coffers. They finally approved those funds, and we're moving at full speed to make sure this gets done.
Construction will last 12 to 14 months. Excitement brewing down on Galveston Island. It is the second weekend for Mardi Gras. It is also the biggest. The Strand will be packed for the Knights of MoMA's Grand Night Parade. It is a tradition in Galveston that dates all the way back to 1871. This year's theme, sailing through Scandinavia. 25 floats, 21 high school bands and drill teams taking the crowd on a journey. It is a lot of work to create all this beauty and fun, but organizers say, hey, it is worth it.
It is. It's a ton of work, but it's definitely worth it. Everybody's out here to have a good time, and we just try to remember that. And it's something that I guess, I can't do anything else that can help so many people have a great time. So that's really important to me, just that everybody has fun.
If you have watched the parade before, you certainly will not be disappointed this year. Organizers say there are several new and fun additions this year, including a new lighting system and hundreds of light-up beads and toys that will be thrown out to the crowd. And hey, don't forget, KPRC will broadcast the Knights of Momus Grand Night Parade live tomorrow night. See the amazing floats and talented bands roll through Galveston. It all kicks off at 6:30 p.m. It is nearly that time of year once again. We are now 11 days away from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. The carnival is always a fan favorite. Moments ago, Sky 2 flew over the grounds where crews are setting up for the rides. From the carnival setup to the rodeo trail rides, all that happening. The annual tradition kicks off tomorrow. 12 groups traveling from different parts of Texas and Louisiana will hit the trail heading for Houston. Right now on clicktohouston.com, we have a map of their routes and everything else that you need to know about the rodeo. Well, drivers on a busy Indianapolis interstate watched in horror as smoke and flames poured from an overturned semi. Coming up next at noon, we're hearing from a Good Samaritan who refused to be a bystander and then jumped into action as he pulled that driver from that burning big rig.
And it's still going to be chilly this afternoon, even with all that sunshine, so be ready for that. Jackets tonight and definitely for tomorrow. I'll tell you where that little patchy frost might show up. And Mardi Gras right now looking picture perfect for the entire weekend. We'll get into that forecast here in a minute.
All right, Justin, and the Nevada caucus officially gets underway tomorrow, and Nevada's Democrats hoping to avoid the chaos that unfolded in Iowa. The tools the party is using to count votes. Next on Channel 2 News at noon.
Black history.
We are just hours away from the Nevada caucuses, and the state is desperate to avoid a repeat of the major ballot problems in Iowa. The state's Democratic Party, they ditched the app used in Iowa, and now the other big question, did Wednesday's fiery debate have an impact on the race? NBC's Andrea Mitchell has more.
For the first time in Nevada, there was early voting this week. More than 77,000 people showed up to cast paper ballots. More than half first-time voters. Those ballots will be added to the caucus voters tomorrow. Nevada's Democrats hoping to avoid the chaos that unfolded in Iowa. The party here deploying what it calls a caucus calculator, with volunteers using iPads and a Google-based software to count the votes tomorrow. Not on any ballot here, Mike Bloomberg, the billionaire trying to regroup after taking a bruising in Wednesday's contentious Las Vegas debate. The former New York mayor suggesting the onstage fighting only helped the president.
So how was your night last night? Look, the real winner in the debate last night was Donald Trump.
Overnight, Elizabeth Warren ramping up her attack on Bloomberg over his alleged history of sexist remarks, again calling on him to release women from non-disclosure agreements.
I used to teach contract law, and I thought I would make this easy. I wrote up a release and covenant not to sue, and all that Mayor Bloomberg has to do is download it, I'll text it, and then the women or men will be free to speak and tell their own stories.
But with Bloomberg spending $7 million a day on political ads and Bernie Sanders leading several national polls, the other candidates are hoping to slow their momentum before Super Tuesday in less than 2 weeks when 14 states vote. The top prize, California, with 416 delegates. A new Monmouth University poll showing Bernie Sanders with a big advantage in the state, and Joe Biden no longer the frontrunner, perhaps with the most to prove.
Here in Nevada, it's a caucus. We've seen what happened in Iowa. How confident are you that they can do it better?
Well, I'm not. I'm hoping they can do it better. But for example, there's been a lot of early voting. People waiting in lines, I'm told, up to 4 hours in some cases to vote. And you walk in, I don't think people know how it works.
That was Andrea Mitchell reporting. We already know being a new mother is hard, right, parents? But just imagine risking your life in a tanker explosion less than a week after giving birth. That is exactly what a new mom did in Indianapolis. Listen to this. Holly McNally was leaving the hospital after visiting her 4-day-old baby boy in the NICU when she drove up to this inferno. She says the driver she saw was on fire and she knew she had to do something. She, along with 2 others, took off running and pulled him out right before that tanker exploded.
I thought, what if that's my son? What if that were Connor, you know, when he's 30? Would you want somebody to just leave him there? My mom was like, you know, I can't believe you just didn't run away. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna leave somebody. I wish everybody was like that. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like I said, I think everybody should help everybody.
Well, the 59-year-old truck driver is in the hospital in critical condition. State police believe speed contributed to this crash. Good for her. Wow.
Wow, look at that.
Without a doubt. All right, looking at our weather now. So it's been kind of a gloomy, yucky week, but
most of the week, yeah.
This morning, walked the dog, and I was like, oh, like after a few days of no sun, like you really appreciate when it comes back out.
Yeah, you really do appreciate that as well. The sun's out this afternoon. It's going to be chilly though. It's one of those kind of deceiving days. Yeah, you get out there and you're like, whoa, hang on.
Not so warm.
Yeah, be ready for that, because especially tonight and tomorrow when the winds start to die off. And it sounds weird if you think, well, the wind is strong. It actually helps to keep the temperature up at night. You're like, what? But it's true though, because it kind of stirs the air. When you kill the wind and you get a real calm wind, you got a very cold air mass in place that allows for what we call ideal radiational cooling, and that's when things can really start to tank. So I think we're going to see an even colder morning as we get in towards tomorrow. Right now, though, looking pretty good. Downtown, mostly sunny skies. Right here at Southwest Houston, we're A-OK. And of course, down on the island where they're getting ready for weekend number 2. And we are getting ready for our live parade coverage. We're going to have the MOMAS parade tomorrow night, 6:30 to 8. All the crews are going to be in place. Frank Billingsley is going to be out on the parade route, so you know Frank's going to have a whole lot of fun. It'll be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So certainly check us out there. We'll enjoy that. Otherwise, temperatures are going to be in the 50s, so it will be dry, but it will be chilly. And they've been battling a pretty strong wind most of the morning down there in Galveston. Right now, it's slowly backing off, but it's going to take most of the afternoon for that to happen. Meanwhile, we've still got some spots that are in the 40s. Huntsville, as you get over towards Livingston, out to Katy, just finally flipped at 50 degrees, 53 in Pearland and Angleton. And for the most part, these winds are going to stay at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. And notice as you get down towards the island, the wind gusts are still at about 25 miles an hour. And we've still got some pretty hefty wind gusts here as well. So if you're going to go for an afternoon walk with the dog, as Christine mentioned, or go out for a run, just be ready for a bit of a bitey north wind there. So high pressure pretty much keeping most of the country quiet so far. A little bit of snow and rain as you get out into the southern Rockies there in New Mexico, and even some of the snow out towards portions of the eastern side of North Carolina. Remember, the Appalachian Mountains runs out west here, so they get snow, but over towards the coast, they really don't. Raleigh, North Carolina today picked up 2.5 inches of snow, and that broke an all-time record for them. So for us here, no snow, just cold. We'll see the temperatures struggle to get up into the mid-50s this afternoon, and then as we get in towards this evening, the wind should die off, clear skies, cool air in place. That means everybody by tomorrow morning will likely be in the mid to upper 30s, and we'll likely see some of the northern counties, I'd say from, let's say, Madisonville, Brazos Valley, Brenham, folks out in Columbus, and certainly as you get up towards Lake Livingston, may see some of the more outlying areas close to 32 degrees, which means we could see a little bit of patchy frost in the morning as well. But we should warm back up to around 60 degrees as we head into the afternoon. So high pressure is going to slowly slide eastward as it does. Here comes the south wind. That'll jump us into the upper 60s by Sunday. Then we got one front coming through, bringing in some rain showers. Second shot of colder air moves in by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that means that we'll start off the week on the warm side in the 70s, but then buckle up. Here comes the roller coaster again. Crash it down into the 50s as we get in towards Ash Wednesday. And of course, as you mentioned, the trail riders starting to come into town. And I swear it always happens this way. They come into town, and we've got one morning where they're riding in like 38-degree weather.
Yeah,
At least it should be mostly dry by the time they roll on in.
Okay, sounds good, Justin. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, so today on Houston Live, preparing to party in Galveston. Where are the beads, right? Plus, are you creative in the kitchen? We're hoping to find out just how inventive you can be with salad dressing. Derek is joining us live in the studio next door with a preview of today's Houston Live. Happy Friday, Derek.
Oh, happy Friday, Christine. Courtney has the day off. Courtney, we do miss you, but Christine, you and I are getting ready for Mardi Gras Galveston. So excited to be down there tomorrow, but ahead of the big parade, Lauren Kelly will be getting a preview. You know, one of the oldest Mardi Gras crews down there will be sort of giving her the 411 on how everything will go down and what we can expect from this year's celebration, which promises to be bigger and better than ever before. Also, Brianna's Fine Salad Dressing. Maybe you've seen them in the grocery store. Maybe you have it in your kitchen at home. We're teaming up with them for the Anything But Salad contest. So, of course, it's not just for salads. You can submit your recipes, folks, for your chance to win $1,000 in cash, a 2-night stay in Brenham, and free salad dressing for an entire year. Stay tuned for all the details on that. Also, Finance Friday. All eyes are on the market right now. Can you believe the Dow is at 29,000, a number a lot of even experts didn't think we would ever reach. Trevor Shakiba will join us for what we can expect, and could a crash be on its way? Christine, don't panic, but we're going to break it all down on Finance Friday.
All right, sounds good. And of course, I'm not going to panic because tomorrow is the Mardi Gras parade, and I'll see you live at 6:30 right here on Channel 2. But before that, we'll see you at 1 o'clock on Houston Life. Looking forward to it, Derek. Right. The state of Kentucky is known worldwide for its bourbon distilleries, and while the tradition dates back many years, something new is coming to the state's bourbon scene. The details coming up next at noon. Welcome back. Well, Kentucky, known for many things, but bourbon is at the top of that list. This year, history is being made in the industry. A Lexington couple has become the first African-American bourbon distillery owners. Founders Sean and Tia Edwards announced plans to build a multi-million-dollar distillery in Lexington, complete with a tasting room. The couple says they are also working with an African-American master distiller, something that hasn't been done since slavery was abolished.
The fact that we are African Americans entering into this field is, we're excited about it, but it's a part of the story. We're excited about telling our story.
The Edwards say that they hope to have their bourbon available for purchase later on this year. All right, Star Wars fans, rejoice. You asked for Baby Yoda merchandise. You wanted more of it, and now you can get it. Disney has revealed a slew of new products in the form of the new adorable baby alien called the Child. Get ready for action figures, plush dolls, Lego sets, board games, even an animatronic Baby Yoda that moves, blinks, and giggles. The toys are now available for pre-order. Well, yesterday was National Love Your Pet Day. We like to celebrate that holiday all year long, every day, right? And if you don't have a fur baby in your life, now's your chance. Look at this sweet face. We're introducing you to Texas Pet of the Week coming up next. Tex, our station mascot, as many of you already know, is on a mission to help Houston area animals in need. So today we are here with Texas Pet of the Week from the Houston Humane Society. Meet his pal Joseph. Joseph here is so sweet, only a year old. Loves to be pet.
He does.
I mean, he's just so chill. This is a good boy right here. This is a good boy right here. We know that he is a bull terrier mix, or at least appears to be. But we're told that he's potty trained, good with kids. He was adopted, but had to go back to the shelter because the owner got sick. So we know this one is ready to be loved. He even has a tie on for the special occasion. So if you're interested in adopting Joseph, head to our website, clicktohouston.com/pets. We have all of the information on how to adopt this sweet boy.
He's so sweet.
And today would be a good day for a walk.
I was going to say, be a beautiful day for a walk.
Yeah. All right. Have an awesome afternoon, guys. We'll see you at 4 o'clock.